Stop the noise! No one heard me. No one cared. I lit a Nat Sherman cigarette and poured a stiff drink. I screamed some more. From his terrace, a neighbor in a pinstriped suit looked at me like I was a crazy drunk. I raised my glass and toasted his concern. Vodka in the morning is good. Vodka in the afternoon is even better, not to mention healthy snacks of Coke and grass. Maybe my neighbor didn't approve of a middle-aged businessman like me getting blasted at 8 a.m. Maybe he was on his way to Wall Street, where his world was neatly ordered. Well, my world was wildly disordered, and I liked it. Liked it because I thrived in it, ruled it, worked it where it made me so rich and so infamous that the Queen was coming to call. Because Jackie had changed her name to Onassis, only one question remained. Would she change it to Yetnikoff? Jackie weds Walter, the newspaper would read. Peace at last between Gentiles and Jews. The wedding would take place at the Plaza, the same hotel where I wed Cynthia, my current wife, who was 20 years younger and for years my secret lover. Now that the secret was out, the love was losing steam. Maybe I was afraid I was losing steam. Maybe that's why I cultivated other secret lovers. Why Jackie would find me so fascinating and ultimately set me free from my obsession with women. Jackie would settle me down and I would sex her up, and we would live happily ever after. If only Cynthia would answer the phone. The phone was ringing off the wall. I'm on the treadmill, Cynthia shouted from the exercise room in our 2-story penthouse. I don't care. Answer the phone. Answer it yourself. It was Nurse Nancy from my doctor's office. Dr. Covid needs to see you today. Impossible. He says it's urgent. Put him on the phone. He's not here. Then what's so urgent? He'll tell you. I'll call you back. I started worrying. It'd been a week since my checkup. What did he find? I didn't want to know. I didn't want to hear a speech about how I had to stop drinking and drugging. I lit up another Nat Sherman, hit the vodka a little harder, and headed back out to the balcony. I still hadn't shaved or dressed. Mr. Wall Street was gone, but his well-built wife was there, watering the plants. I watched her bend over and considered the convenience of having a secret lover in the same building. That would result in chaos. I like chaos, but I didn't like answering my own phone, which was ringing again. Cynthia! She ignored me. The ringing wouldn't stop. So I slipped back inside and picked up the phone. There was a whirling noise on the other end of the line. Through the cacophony, I couldn't mistake the high-pitched voice of Michael Jackson. In 1989, Michael Jackson was still the biggest star on the planet. The 80s belonged to him. Thriller had set the world on fire. Over 40 million copies sold, and Bad was a blockbuster. I'd known Michael since 1975, when he and his brothers joined our epic label, and watched his career zoom into orbit. I might have even helped. Anyway, we were close. He called me his good daddy, because his biological bad daddy, whom he feared, was threatening and remote. My father never hugged me, Michael told me one afternoon, while taking me on a tour of his Neverland ranch. You want a hug, Michael? Here's a hug. I gave him a good hug, praised him inordinately, and reassured him continually. Yes, yes, you are the greatest. I meant it. Who doubted his fabulous talents? My role as Michael's corporate caretaker, though, was not without complexities. At the end of 1987, I had arranged the sale of CBS Records to Sony, a deal that bloated my already overbloated ego and consolidated, or so I thought, my power. Part of that consolidation rested in my relationship with our big moneymakers, Michael chief among them. I assured Sony and Michael that the transition would yield fatter profits for everyone. That meant the key players, the big brass in Tokyo, and the artists in America were more dependent on me. My maneuvers put me in the middle of the action, an indispensable monarch, the king of records, comforting the king of pop. I both relished and resented the role. I liked being the guy who gave the orders, but on days like this, with Jackie O and jackhammers on my mind, The last